We were talking a little bit about Tim Walz, and I know the NFSC probably hasn't. Yeah, maybe you guys have done some research on it, but he was a coach. He got busted for a DUI, and then he all of a sudden went and started taking jobs in China. Are you guys working on anything, or you guys know anything about that? He was very involved over there.
I've done some homework before I hop on your show, right? It seems like Tim Walz has been very interested in China. In fact, that the media has said that he had made more than 30 trips to China in the past, and the first trip that he made was actually in 1989, where Tiananmen massacre occurred in Beijing. However, he did not leave Beijing at that time. I believe, just from the readings and the websites that I read on. And he made June 4th a romantic memorial day in his life, because 5 years later, he and his wife got married on June 4th. And then they spent honeymoon in China as well. Later on, Tim Walz and his wife established a company to coordinate, summer trips to bring American high school students to China, and that happens between from I would believe from 1990s to almost early 2000. But the problem here is that I found it very interesting that Tim Walz specifically focuses on human rights issues with China. So in the past, he had held meetings with Hong Kong student activists. He also had met Tibet's spiritual leader Dalai Lama. But there weren't much criticism that you can find in these introductions about his relationship with China. And in fact, that I found one of the comment that he made it in the 1990s. He said that he personally believed that if Chinese people had the proper leadership, he believed there are no limits of the generation. There are no limits of this race and of what they can do. I have a slightly disagreement with that comment, because I don't think it's about the proper leadership or the proper leader. I think it's about the proper system. Because today, whoever you pick as the next president for the Chinese Communist Party, whether she will continue to be the emperor for the CCP, or there will be another leader, as long as the system is consistent as what the CCP is right now, nothing will get changed. The dictator will still become dictators. The deplorables, the normal Chinese people will still suffer from the high pressure and from the strict policies issued by the Chinese Communist Party. So I found it very interesting when media introduced Tim Walz to the public. They often use words like pro-China or anti-China, and in fact that I am more willing to see words like anti-CCP or pro-Chinese Communist Party government. So we can see, just to make a stance, right? The new federal state of China has no intention to get involved into any United States domestic politics.
Right.
But just in terms of, interactions or in terms of relationships with communist China, Tim Walz did comment on, he thinks that he does not necessarily view communist China as an adversary. And he does think that, there should be cooperation with China. I would say that there should be cooperation with Chinese people. There shouldn't be any cooperation with the communist government. So that's, I think that's where we as supporters of the new federal state of China wants to state, whoever the candidates are in place right now, the big issue is how America will interact or will deal with communist China. It's about the CCP regime. It's not about the Chinese people.
Jay, you said that he was over there for his wedding, or did Ayla said that he was over there for his wedding?
Ayla said that, and he got married on the Tiananmen massacre.
That's correct.
Anniversary.
The anniversary, yeah.
See,
that's just weird.
Mike Lindell here, and like you, I see our country being destroyed daily. We face massive economic issues, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, there are people in power who threaten the values that have made our country great. Well, I've been a believer in gold and silver for a long time, and I've searched for years for a partner that shares my values. Well, Genesis Gold Group showed me how easy it is to protect your IRA, 401k, or your retirement with gold and silver. Their faith-driven approach to service and stewardship is one that stands out from the rest.
To get your free definitive gold guide and get started learning more about investing in gold and protecting your retirement from uncertain times, visit treasureandtrust.com now. Fill out the basic contact form and a member of the team will be in touch. Again, that's treasureandtrust.com or call 855-625-7760.